Okay. Maybe the videos, I gotta make sure that at least you guys can see my face, even if I got squirrel cheeks or hamster cheeks and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so at least I got the haircut. But so in 2012, my cousin and me and his friend, I might have said some of all these stories too. I don't know. If I did, I did. If I didn't, whatever. At least I know where I'm at now, though. And I'll make another video start tomorrow as well. I'll try to post at least 1 or 2 videos a day. So this will be the second one as well. And these aren't going to be actually uploaded until till Monday. So I don't know, but I'll still make more videos Monday. They'll probably be uploaded Tuesday. Who knows? So the other story. So in 2012, I was looking for work still and everything in the beginning and other stuff, and trying to find a job. And I had a hard time, and I had applications at a few places, and called and checked in with a few, nothing. So I went to North Dakota with my cousin and his friend from Crescent City. We went to North Dakota to look for work. No one hired us. Like, for oil rig, that's what we went for. Only one person had an opening, but for one person, and he didn't want to hire one of us when there was 3 of us, so he would have felt bad, he said. So I went to Walmart, applied there, $14.90 an hour. I had a job, and see, I think I remember saying this story too. But anyways, so went to North Dakota and all that, and I was at Walmart, and I did the orientation. My cousin, they told me to tell him to go to orientation the next day. And I told him, and he was like, well, that's, not going to happen. I'm going back to, Crescent City tomorrow. And he was like, you need to make up your mind what you're going to do. If you're going to stay here, or there was this other guy we met that we known for a few days named Andrew. And basically, I told him, because he told me and Andrew, he talked to his aunt and uncle in St. Louis that they have a boat and everything, and that they had to work for us. I was like, I don't know how to swim, but I always wear a life jacket. I don't care. Anyway, so me and Andrew went, and it made me mad because when we got there, he just got off the phone with them when we got into St. Louis, and they didn't have no work, and they were pretty mad at him. And so they let us sleep in the car for a couple of days till the husband got home. Then when he got home, we were able to sleep in the living room on the couch at night, hang out in the day, and sleep on the couch at night, and until we figured something out. Andrew ended up leaving. He went wherever. I was stuck. So I was there for a couple of weeks. They decided, we're just going to lend you this money, buy you a bus ticket, and give you the rest. It was $250, and the bus ticket was like 200, or it might have been $300, and then the bus ticket was $250. Last minute bus ticket, and I had to take a bus from St. Louis all the way back to California. So it pretty much made me mad, and I had promised him I was going to pay him back, and never did. And I don't know. One day I guess I will. I mean, I should. I don't know how to get a hold of him exactly, but I'll just get a hold of my cousin and tell him if something happens from all of this, and one day my YouTube blows up and I just get blessed from God or something, and things happen, and cool. Then there's a couple people I want to be able to bless as well, who've blessed us, and over the time. But yeah, so my cousin pretty much screwed us over. What else? So that was all 2012. And in 2013, I don't remember too much. It's all the same stuff, the stupid prostitution things and everything, which made me mad. Like, I was a crappy life, kind of like, I felt shame every day, and I went and did it for money, for alcohol, for food, for cigarettes, and then later on, as the longer it went, I also did it just because I was used to it, and I was stupid, and that's what, yeah. Anyways, so 2013, and we left from California back to Oklahoma. We didn't have anywhere to go. We just came back because my brother missed his friend, which is stupid. And they wouldn't let us stay there or help us with anything. So when we got back, we stayed at the Salvation Army. They ended up helping us and blessing us to help us with a place to stay. Like at the Salvation Army, then they helped us and blessed us through this program. And this program was able to help us find a place. It was the worst thing we could have actually did was because we picked the first place that was available real quick. Turned out to be a big mistake in the long run. The people that we met through it and everything else, and etc., and the things that happened. I got into a few fights over there with all these tweakers and drunks and punks. One time a dumb drunk dude opens up our door. Well, I'm not racist, but he was Indian. So he was a drunk Indian. He opens up our apartment door. After that, we decided, okay, we need to, pretty much lock the door at all times, which we always should have anyway. And there was other incidences. Well, my brother's friend, well, that was a little bit later, anyways, in 2014. No, in 15, yeah, 14. That story was in 14 and 15. All right, so I'll just talk about stuff I can think of 2013. So, in the end of 2013, what happened was we got news that our grandma was in the hospital and she was ill and they were going to have to pull the plug. So, when that happened, we had to take last minute bus all the way back to California in 2013. And I guess I'll have to talk a little bit 2014 and this up to a certain point. Anyway, so in 2013, after all that happened, we left in December early, came back. But we weren't able to come back because we had to take bus tickets, which was like $1,000 we had to take. So we said goodbye to her, and then they pulled the plug and she passed away immediately. And, the only thing that kept her alive was that life support thing and everything. So it was an emotional time. It was the first real death that we've experienced, me and my brothers. And, our dad lost his sister and stuff like that, years ago, and other stuff, which was sucked, but it wasn't effective to us because we were kids and we didn't really know her. But so our grandma was a huge loss for us. She was more of a mother than anyone else in our life. And so in 2013, December, then we came back in 2014 in like March. But in that time, apparently tweakers from the maintenance guy was a tweaker, and he lived across the hall, and he knew when we were going to be gone, and he knew when we were going to come back because he was probably always keeping tabs with the owners because he works for the owners. And anyways, long story not short, so we found out from other people, this tweaker lady who was renting our place out to other people. They stole our TV, stole a whole bag of tobacco that my brothers had just bought for like $15 and forgot it. And they forgot it last second to take it. And yeah, so that sucked, but it was whatever. I mean, that was the last thing on our mind, really, the whole, trip and everything. But so we found out later who it was, but the cops can't do anything, like if we'd have thought about it, we would have did more. Like we would have went to the police and told the name of the lady when we found out later from this runaway kid, but he didn't want no part of it because he was a runaway at the time. He was like 15, 16. He was staying there. He gave the lady specifically the money, but we know that she was a tweaker because he said so. There was tweakers in and out of our place. It was a whole bunch of stuff, and we got in arguments when we got back with our neighbors, and they had our fan and our other stuff in their apartment, but the police couldn't do anything because we couldn't actually prove that it was our fan, but it was completely identical to the ones we had. What are the odds? Oh, they just had that fan too. A specific, small, certain type of fan. What were the odds? So it, really made a lot of anger in me for a while. But I mean, I still had a relationship with God. I guess I just, I didn't have a close relationship like I had always kind of thought in a sense. But so, another thing was, when we were in California, though, for that couple months, me and my dad got into a big old altercation and a big old argument, and then I ran up and shoved him into a washer dryer machine, and he bruised his ribs, his hips, whatever. And when he bruised his hips, he had me arrested. And so when I got arrested, this is what happened. They called the cops, and the cops detained me in cuffs and had me on the curb, and I pretty much knew I was going to jail. My dad kept telling me he wants to press charges, and he kept talking his crap to me. And I'm outside the car. I'm not in the cop car. So I could talk crap back to him and everything else. And me and him are going at it in words. At one point, I stood up and I started walking towards my dad, and we were, and the cop tries to grab my arm, and I just nudged away, pulled away my arm. The cop picked me up off the ground, slammed me on the ground, started punching me in the head and face several times. And then him and the female cop both tased me. And then they charged me with obstruction of justice misdemeanor, and they charged me with assault on my dad misdemeanor. When I got back out, my dad tried to, I guess he claims he went to the courthouse to try to drop the charges. But our other brother, Justice, got arrested for obstruction of justice, which is hilarious. He obstructed himself. And so that's the only thing he ever had on his record. But The cop told him and he told me both that we could have both got felony charges, blah, blah, blah. I said I was talking so much crap to him that night in the cop car and in the hospital that they passed me out with meds or whatever because I was drunk and so, mouthy and everything else. So they just gave me something to knock me out. And catheters suck. And I had to learn that the hard way. And, anyways, when I was in jail, I cried a lot for 5 days. I was only in there 5 days because it was a holiday weekend. I got arrested, I think, on a Friday night. Or Saturday nights or something like that. So I was in there till Wednesday night. Or no, Friday night when I got arrested, and I was in there till Wednesday night. So to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 nights. 5 days and nights, whatever. Anyway, so I was only in there that long because, the holiday weekend and everything else. The judge OR'd me, and then I would have gone back to court. I would have finished all that stuff, but we ended up coming back to Oklahoma because we had the money. We had a car and we had the money, and our uncle said we got to go. When they went, I of course had to go too because he didn't want me there because I was drinking, and at the time I was sober for almost a month though. But as soon as we got on the road, I pretty much started drinking beer, and then went just slowly, fastly actually went back to liquor again and all that other stuff. And so all that happened, and when we got back to Oklahoma, I tried to ask California to transfer the charges here, but they wouldn't do that. I'm going to leave it at this, and then I'll make another video tomorrow and stuff. All right. God bless you all. God loves you all, and have a wonderful week. And I'll make more videos, try to do every day about this whole documentary until it's done. So I'm hoping by the end of this week that I'll have it all done, and you'll all be caught up to speed about everything. All right.